All right, here we go. Soon, soon. Let's see here. All right, howdy. Let's make sure all that is good. Yes, we're looking good. All right, so where are we at here? So we're still in the project thrashing phase. Um, and yesterday I tried out the, where is it here? This, watchpulse.live. Let's see, I can find it in here. This. Yesterday I tried out this. Pretty effective. It's a pretty nice system. It's easy to use. So I think I'm probably going to use some of the ideas that this guy had and do something similar. So essentially with this is you would hook up, you start the activity, or start the app rather. That's the better way to put it. You'd start the app, and then you would, yeah, you can get a short code. You put in the short code into this. Oh, you know what? I don't have my Garmin app, but regardless, you put the short code into here, and then it would show like a live beating heart, and it worked. It worked pretty well. Now there are limitations with this. I have the app right here, I think. Yeah. No, that's height rate. We want this one. So the biggest problem with this, or the thing that it doesn't satisfy for me, what the hell, is that the numbers are all messed up on this. The problem that I have with it, and the thing that it doesn't do, is when you start a Garmin app, well, I guess maybe it's, so there's only allowed to be one Garmin app running at a time, right? So I can't like do or log an activity and use this app at the same time, right? So for example, I did a 5 mile run yesterday, and I wasn't able to log that 5 mile run because it wasn't, what's the word? It doesn't let me do that. So this is a cool solution. I like the way it's implemented, but it doesn't necessarily do what I want it to do. But the simplicity in using this is fantastic, and it actually pretty much does exactly what I want it to do. So I'll have to kind of research how this was done. I don't think he has. Yeah, I don't think he has anything about it. Data is removed 24 hours after the data collected by this app ID. A short code for up to 30 minutes. Yeah. And then another issue that this had. So let's see here. Another issue here is that there was a black background the entire time. Maybe this is an issue with Streamlabs and how they you put like insert browser overlays, but there was a black background behind the thing the entire time. Which, here, just to show what that looks like, we'll go to my Twitch page. I want my channel. How do I go to my videos? What the hell? Let's go to video producer. Yeah. So if we look at this. Oh, wow, that's allowed. So right there, that's the heart rate. So it's showing, oh, you can't see this. Here we go. So this is the video. Oh my gosh, Thor, not right now. As you can see, it's showing my heart rate. But those black bars, I was not able to get rid of. Now, it has settings when you are, in setting up the page to try to make the background visible. But for whatever reason, it didn't work here. Also, the scaling is off, and as you can see, it doesn't look perfect. So we, there's things to fix. Heart rate's pretty low there, but we get up to 160. So, yeah, that's where we're at with that. So overall, I mean, I'm pretty happy with it, but there's obviously things to improve. Maybe the black background isn't something that can be solved, and it's a limitation of Streamlabs, but, we'll have to research that. Okay, now, another thing I was thinking about. So let's think about the overarching goal here. Why would I want a Garmin activity data streaming? So overarching goal is I want to be able to provide live streams of a trail run. So the parts to that. Would be something like a GoPro streaming. The reason we'd want to use a GoPro would be for video stabilization, and pretty much video stabilization. Then the other aspect is I want to share activity stats. Now, this is where the Garmin activity data streaming comes in. And that's, something similar to what I was doing before, we would show that information. Okay. So that would be the GoPro streaming for the video stabilization. This is the share activity stats while we're running. Now, there's a third aspect that I hadn't really thought of yesterday, but certainly needs to be talked about. And that is there needs to be some way to interact with viewers as we are running. Now, typically, right, this is done through chat. This is done through chat. But when I'm running, you're not able to, look at chat. So we have to figure out an alternative. This is not possible due to activity. So, some alternatives. I was thinking of taking. Well, something I see Thor do, Pirate Software do a lot is has that TTS channel, right? So um, where it reads the text and reads it over the stream, and then he answers it, right? So maybe there would be like a 500 bit limit, or 500 bit TTS question mode, 500 bit. So okay, how would I call this? TTS. So there would be some bit amount to activate, right? And then there would need to be some bit amount to activate the TTS. There would also need to be some way to notify that you're ready for a TTS. Now, the way Thor does it is I think he has some sort of Discord connection where he can push a button and it'll read the next TTS, right? That's going to be harder while you're running. So like this, some bit amount to activate, I think that's relatively simple, right? Relatively simple, where there's a backlog, right? Some bit amount to activate. So be some sort of backlog of TTS messages, and then you can iterate through them. Where this is kept would have to be somewhere. We have to think about that. And then some way to notify that you're ready for a TTS. Oh, and then we also have to be able to listen to TTS. So I imagine that would be headphones, right? Connected to I guess it would be an app. I should turn my desktop audio back on. There we go. So, what would be another option? So this adds a good amount of complexity, right? So, there'd have to be some integration with Twitch, right? Some integration with Twitch, YouTube, etc., where you can, I think that's relatively easy. You can do something like StreamBot, StreamerBot, this thing, right? Where this allows you to do a lot of connections, and pretty much set up any sort of connection that you want. So that might be possible. The only problem with streamer.bot, I was just super excited to start using this, start integrating stuff with it, but it doesn't work on a Mac. So, not or at least doesn't natively work on a Mac. So that won't work. I have to figure that out. So that yeah. So this would be like some sort of streamer bot. Some way to notify that you're ready for a TTS. So that could either be, and since you're running, you don't want to have your phone in your hand. So likely that would be pushing a button on the Garmin, right? Pushing a button on the Garmin. Mm-hmm. So yeah, the complexity here is getting quite large. Let me turn on my. But that's okay. That means it's just more fun to create. All right, and then yeah, so with this, I guess, maybe this could be connected to the Garmin device. Because Garmin's do allow, some Garmin's, not all. Some Garmin's allow for music playback. But typically that's, you have a playlist stored on, you have a playlist stored on your device and it's just playing that through. But it does mean it has the ability to connect to headphones. Now, what its limitations are, I don't know. Alternatively, if we don't want to do TTS, is it could be a push notification. Push notification to device. It's an interesting thought. That's an interesting thought. How would that work? Well, the way it works now is that it just reads. So it prints, actually it doesn't read anything. It prints out the notifications. Howdy, 2-day leftover. How's it going? What am I waiting for? Prints out notifications from the device to, to the Garmin screen. But it's all notifications. All notifications. That's a thirst trap, huh? Okay. I'll take your word for it. But yes, I was on the treadmill. I was testing out the, this. No, not this. This. The watch pulse. Right now, we are trying to figure out everything that would be needed to provide live streams of trail runs. So we have a bunch of different tech that we're going through. I'm a developer, so this is stuff that I can implement, though I don't know everything that's required for it yet. So there's going to be some learning. And that's what we do in the mornings is set all that up. All right, so oh look, one of the integrations is hype rate. That's interesting. Okay. All right, back to it. So this one, if there's some way to connect all the when I'm going to stream Elden Ring, I have no plans to stream Elden Ring. If there's some way to connect, so let's see, push notifications. Why should I stream Elden Ring? There's some way to connect all the. Let's see if there's some way to specify the. Okay. So I don't really love this, because then you'd have to look down at your watch as you're running, and try to read it out loud as you go. And there's another aspect to this. Is we'll want to so let's see. Want to be able to listen to get messages from viewers, right? That's the first thing we want to do. Ah, goodness. Then we'd also need to respond to viewers. Oh, so originally I was thinking that we could just use the GoPro app and stream that, but I'm sorry, Today. I don't even know if Elden Ring will run on a Mac. Should we look it up? Let's see. I want Steam. Let's look. Nope. Won't run on a Mac, I don't think. Oh, no, wait. Actually, it doesn't fall in the indie category. I have played Elden Ring, and I do enjoy it. But it's not on Steam either, is it? Or is it? It is. Yeah, but it doesn't run on Mac. So we're out of luck there. Eventually, I'll probably get a Windows computer, but I can do most of my development on this, and it's what I have. You know, we're in the phase of this channel where we just kind of make it work, right? For the longest time, I was just using my iPhone headphones to stream. I upgraded to this, so the audio is a little bit better, but you know, we're upgrading slowly. All right, well that's good to know. I appreciate that. All right, so the other aspect is we have to be able to respond to viewers. That has to be through headphones. which means that the GoPro streaming, let's see, GoPro streaming, how to live stream from your GoPro. Let's see if it even allows for that. It might not. Okay, so this is GoPro. How to live stream from your GoPro. So you have to have the GoPro Quick app installed. Okay. Oh man, you have to have a GoPro subscription too? Okay, so open GoPro Quick and tap on the tap live stream. Yeah. Can you? Yeah, so I can live stream from a GoPro, but the question is, can I hook in audio? It may overheat. Okay. Well, that'd be shitty if it actually does overheat. So, anyways, live stream the video from the GoPro, but I mean, maybe the audio is good enough coming from the device, where you could just talk and you hear it through the, through the microphone on the GoPro. But if that's strapped to your chest, right? There's gonna be a lot of like rubbing sounds and irritating sounds. So I was thinking that you'd have to have, some sort of headphones, maybe like what I have or something better. And then, plug in that audio. The question is, does it let you do that? I guess I'll have to download the Quick app. Let's see. Let's see if I can do that now. Let's also see. Let's go to their actual. Let's see. GoPro Quick. Why'd they spell quick wrong? That's annoying. All right. Let's see. Will you be able to hear this?
This is what I shot interviews on here this morning. We got 2 buckets, my camera case, Joby, and a bunch of rocks.
All right.
Big day. Put in about 20 miles on the water. Day 7. This is kind of the crucial setup.
That is loud as shit.
20-watt panel run into a 500-watt.
Where are the video controls? All right, this isn't what I want to watch. Okay, what is Quick? Is Quick worth it? See, I don't want the video editing. I want to stream. Download Quick today. They have a GoPro webcam? Oh, that means using a GoPro as a webcam. Okay. Yeah, I could do that too. Seems like a pretty expensive webcam. But sure. Okay, so app, Quick. So, let's see. Watch and share, automatic highlights. Phones, a GoPro remote. So they don't mention anything about streaming on the first page. So it's sounds like it's kind of an add-on. Okay. So this may be possible through the action camera mic, but unlikely. But there should be options for better audio. Okay. So we have to figure that out. Now, I mean, I kind of hate the direction this is going because I'd simplified down the requirements of the app, the requirements for this system by quite a bit. We were down to essentially you use the built-in GoPro live streaming, right? And you have the Garmin activity data for the streaming, and then you plug that into something like Restream and use that as an overlay, right? But that may not be possible anymore. Now, what am I thinking here? Let's see. Let's try to download the quick app and see what we can see here. No, just there we go. All right, it's downloading. Yeah, they don't mention the streaming anywhere. Share directly from your favorite social media apps to your favorite social media apps. Live streaming. Okay. Broadcast whatever you're doing as it's happening. Footnotes. Stream video directly to an integrated platforms or other platforms using an RTMP URL. Third-party apps and accounts may be required. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's open this. We're going to continue as a guest. No. The other limitation to this is I would have to... Yeah, without a GoPro, I can't get much information here. Okay. We don't have a GoPro to connect to. Okay, so it's hard to say how much control we have over there. So, and GoPro isn't the only thing, right? You could use a different activity. There's like the Insta 360, I think. Yeah. connect one to phone pad. Open one app. All right, you're not going to show me the pictures. Cool. See, tap Facebook. So this is streaming to Facebook, which I don't know why you do that. YouTube, Periscope. Periscope isn't even around anymore, is it? Periscope? No, I guess it's still around. Oh, no. See, saying goodbye. Okay, Periscope is grateful for going live. Yeah, Periscope is no more. Okay, so looks like you can connect to, here we go, RTMP live streaming. That's exactly what we want. So it looks like their app is pretty flexible. And it's a much smaller camera there. So that's pretty cool. Should we download their app too? Let's see. Insta 360. What the hell? What's the name of their app? Insta 361. Wow, there are a bunch of Insta 361s. Which is the right one? Hey, 4.4 stars out of 3.5 thousand ratings. Reframing, deep check, shot lab, hyperlapses, download. I don't see anything about streaming in this. I mean, who knows how old this is? Images won't load, so. Okay. See.
Hey guys, it's Global Viewer, and this time I bring you another 360 live streaming video with all the upgrades and changes of the last years. I'm happy to see that my previous videos on this topic are still very popular, and I'm glad that I could help many of you solving live streaming issues. But now in late 2020 there are some changes in Insta360 live streaming, which makes
6 minutes? I don't have time for 6 minutes.
complicated. But I think it's nice to know all the possibilities that the latest software and cameras provide us. So let's jump into it.
That's what we need.
It's fine if you have unlimited data on your phone, but it can be a problem if you have to pay for extra data or you simply don't have proper multi-signal on the streaming location. In this case, the old Insta360 One X is still the best choice for 360 streaming, as you can connect it to your phone with a default cable, and you can go live even using a local Wi-Fi network. But basically, this new wireless connection can be a good news for many of us, as it's more comfortable in most of the cases, and it has another big advantage. While with the old setup, the length of your stream was limited by the battery life of your camera or your phone, since you couldn't charge any of them by streaming. In this setup, it's not a problem anymore. You can charge both your camera and your phone during your stream. And at this point, let's close and look at the streaming setup. I think it's very important to get a nice preview, so I like to keep my phone next to me, even more I mount it on my hand. There are many great solutions for that, but my favorite one is using a short magic arm or bike mount like this with a tiny phone adapter. This way I can see the video and view some feedback during streaming. Doesn't matter how long my pole is and how far I put the camera. And talking about feedbacks, unfortunately there are no big changes here. You can still see likes and comments during the Facebook stream, but you get no feedback on YouTube streams. Neither a live chat and likes are visible, nor the number of viewers. So basically YouTube streaming, it still feels like a one-way broadcast instead of an interactive virtual event. But I've also got some good news about YouTube streaming. In my previous video I showed you my trick how you can go live in 360 with very few subscribers using RTMP. Well, RTMP is still working, but you don't need to use it just because you have less than 1,000 subscribers. Now you can stream on any YouTube channel, even with 0 subscribers, which is a are good news for small channels, but also a nice feature for anyone who has a personal channel for friends and family. Even more, if you don't really use YouTube as a content creator, but you have a Google account, you can create a 360 stream even for a single person, where you can stream a family event to the ones who couldn't join in person using YouTube. Long story short, the availability of YouTube live streaming is no longer depends on the size of your channel. It works even with less than 1,000 subscribers. And it's not an issue on Facebook either. You can stream on your personal feed, in a group, or on a page where you have access as an administrator. There's only one thing that can be a little bit weird. During Facebook Live, you can look around in 360 by touching the screen with 2 fingers, so it's not as usual as normally panning around in 360 just like swiping with 1 finger. It's good to know especially when you're streaming a mobile capture mode, because in this case you are both the streamer and the virtual cameraman who directs the camera and the viewer's attention by framing the image in real time. And of course, besides selecting the direction, field of view, and camera tilt, you can live stream in time planet view too.
Looks cool. I want to know about audio.
The only thing you cannot control during streaming are the exposure settings. You can stream in auto mode or with some manual settings, but once you selected your settings and started the stream, you cannot modify it any longer when you're in. So in most of the cases, open mode is recommended, especially for longer streams. And now let's see the streaming options on both platforms. On Facebook you can stream in 360 in 1080p, or in auto capture mode in low resolution. And on YouTube you can stream in HD, both in 360 and in low frame mode. In both cases the flat stream is a vertical 9:16 video. While the quality can be affected by the mobile network and the quality of the lenses and sensors. And that's why 1RS1 in 360 can be a big update in your 360 live streaming, because it has warning sensors and high quality link lenses. These upgrades affect the overall quality of your 360 videos, and as a result, the quality of live streaming too. And after all, these are the latest 360 live streaming news in low 20. If you like this short summary, please thumbs up, and for further 360 content and tutorials, subscribe to my channel, and see you next time.
It didn't tell me what my question was, but that's okay. That looks pretty sweet. Okay, so I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking autoplay needs to be turned off. I'm thinking the complexity this adds is quite a bit. So I think for now, we assume that device mic is good enough. Because the direction we're heading, that I'm not really a huge fan of, is back to the OBS style mobile streaming application, right? Which increases, well, shoot, I mean, I'd have to do that. I'd have to have some sort of application to read off the TTS, right? Let's see, mobile, Twitch, streaming, TTS. How do you add Twitch text-to-speech on a mobile device? Here we go. Oh, let's see. Streamlabs live, cool. I don't really want to click around your website, dude. Okay. Is this downloading some super sketchy? No, okay. From the store, then launch it. Connect to Twitch, open up advanced settings, add a new layer, add a custom item. You should now see your browser source as a custom item in the editor. How does that... What? How does that... What? It didn't tell me anything. So it's a browser overlay? Huh. I mean, I guess through this one, it is a browser overlay. Okay, but the problem is that we would have. We were thinking that. I need a chart. I need a mind map sort of chart thingy. Graph view? Well, that doesn't necessarily help me. Oh, let's do freeform. That has it. Okay. Let's create a new board. Let's Okay. What I'm thinking, because I'm getting myself confused, is we have how do I want to organize this? Let's go by devices, right? Okay, so let's start with the Garmin watch. Garmin watch, right? That's our first device. Then we have our phone, right? And then we have our desktop slash RTMP server, right? And then we have our Twitch, etc. Then we have our headphones. We have our action camera. Okay, a lot of different pieces here. So pretty much this connection is always going to be the same, right? So let's connect these two. And then, oof. Okay, so we need another box. No, not that. We have our, let's just call it our Garmin server. Okay. So our Garmin watch is going to always be connected to our Garmin server. Let's connect that. Oh, gosh, it doesn't let me. I need a better solution for this. All right, so our Garmin watch is always going to be connected to our Garmin server. Our Garmin server is the thing that's going to be creating the Garmin overlay. We know all that, right? That is known. So now, this is so that we can stream. Now, the other aspect we were thinking of was connecting the action camera to the desktop RMTP as well, right? But now, so this allows us to essentially stream our action and be able to provide an overlay with the data that we want. But now we have to figure out, how do we actually interact with our viewers, right? Yes, how do we interact with our viewers? Can I make this thing bigger? Okay. So now, oh jeez. What the fuck? I don't like this. I don't like freeform. I need something better. So now, if we want to This is the question. How do we do the next step? So there'd have to be some sort of integration with Twitch, right? Okay. So I think we'd have to have some sort of Twitch or TTS. How about we just call it message database, right? Message server. Let's call it message server. So we have some sort of message server that, through some sort of integration, yes, I know it's all hand wavy at the moment, but I know you can do these things. Exactly how you do them, I don't know. The message server, you can actually, let's put this up here. So we'd probably need to have the phone be able to connect to the message server and get the messages. And then you would also then have to have the phone send information to the desktop RMTP server. And then, yeah, headphones would just be connected to the phone. That's where it'd be getting its audio. This is not nearly as important, so we'll just bloop it right there. Okay. And actually, the action camera isn't connecting directly to it. It's connecting to your phone through that quick app, right? Then to your desktop RMTP server. So it may be that we actually need to provide it may be that we have to structure this differently, right? Delete that. Delete that. Oh, that's much more complex than I wanted it to be. Let's change that color to be a question mark. Hmm. So we're back to having an OBS style mobile streaming. Hmm. And really, I think the reason we're back to that is because there's a bunch of functionality that you'd want to provide that basic streaming would not give you. You'd need some way to be able to listen to messages, essentially, right? And I can't think of a way to do that without having some sort of phone application that's listening to that sort of thing. And maybe it could be as simple as a browser being open on your phone and then just that reading messages to you. But at the same time, you need to have the streaming app open on your phone. And you'd want to have integrations like the Garmin watch where you could push a button and it would read your messages to you, right? Because you're not going to be exercising with your phone in your hand, right? Your phone could be in your backpack if you're running a long distance. It could be in your belt. Is there a different way to interact. I mean, maybe you're not worried about interacting. You know, and this is the specific case where you're out on a trail run, or you know, out doing something. I mean, these Garmin watches are pretty much two different things. See, the functionality of this one would be quite a bit different from the other one. So this is be Garmin Watch Stream, right? This would be sharing. So the things that are the same is it would be sharing activity data, right? And it would be controlling TTS, right? Whereas this one, the only thing it's doing is sharing activity data. Wait, that's the Garmin server, not that one. Not that. This. Okay. Okay. These are two different things. They share some functionality, but this one would only be streaming. What would the usefulness of this be? Well, this could be used for anything. This needs a companion app. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, let's see. If I didn't need to control TTS, would I need this? What if we had TTS just automatically play a message, let's say every few minutes, every 5 minutes, let's say? You know, the Garmin watch is actually going through the phone regardless. It's just, but that's a detail. I mean, that doesn't matter too much. It would remove the requirement to have a Garmin server, but now we need a messaging server. Maybe. Well, hold up. All right, this is just going to be Did I do folder? I don't want folder. I want note. Delete that. Go away. Delete it. Let's just I don't know. Run it through, right? So could we do it where Twitch, right, where we have some integration with Twitch, saves message to Discord, which I know can be done. I know this can be done. Okay? And then you could have Discord on your phone and set up some easy, TTS through Discord, right? Because Discord would then be acting as kind of a server, in a sense, like a means of sharing information from Twitch to your phone. Yeah. But then the problem here is that but the problem is that it could play, but the problems. So we're just kind of thinking through it, right? Is the TTS would need to be played on stream. Does it though? You could just read it. It would be better if it could be. Could be. It'd be better if it could be. And then, you need to be able to respond. And this is relying on, and then listen, be able to respond. Not only that, but you are relying on the microphone of the action cam. Which, who's to say if quality? Who knows what the quality's like? No idea. So then, if you do it the other way, where all this information is getting to the phone, you would need to have different audio channels. Or do we need this? Maybe not. Or maybe there's a way where as we're sharing activity data, I can actually let it know, like, oh, hey, you have it's time to read a TTS. Which that could be pretty simple, right? We just include it in the metadata. And then whatever RTMP server we have, it would have to listen for that information. Yes, that could work. That would be simpler. Then you don't. Okay. So let's put some text in here. So this is. Let's make it bigger. Bold. Yes. This would be potential TTS enabled stream, right? And this is V1. Now let's copy all this, and I have an idea. Let's think about this differently. V2, we would, instead of having these connections be here, delete that. The message server and this is kind of the same thing now. So we'll just loop it and just kind of put it right there. And right, so if you can have a desktop RTMP server, right? So it's on my phone. It's on my computer, and it's acting as a desktop RTMP server, right? And it's connected. Then what you could potentially do is that you just have all this integrated on your computer. And you would have some sort of timer, right? There would be a TTS timer, right? That's option 1. So every 5 minutes, let's say, autoplay a TTS message, right? So that way you don't really need to have this. This is no longer required. And this is using the same thing that we were before, where you're just streaming the action camera to there. Now, we have to consider delay. And then, well, the delay shouldn't be that bad. Now, the open question here in this setup is, open questions. Does this allow for, how good is action camera audio? I guess the real question is the action cameras, because I can get around all that stuff, right? the TTS timer, you don't even necessarily need to do that. You could even just oh, you could be listening to the Garmin server, right? Or listen to Garmin server for play Boolean, right? And then the play Boolean, this could still control. So you'd push like the back button, let's say, and it would just in the next packet send up a, oh, hey, play TTS. You have your messaging server hitting an endpoint, essentially receiving the same data that the desktop RTMP server is hitting. But then just, it's just looking for the metadata. And then it would play that. So that's simpler. It doesn't require a custom app. Which I don't know why I'm trying to avoid that. Requires a custom application. Well, because I think that adds complexity. Because here you have to integrate with your action camera through an API, right? Action cam API. You have to implement a messaging server that your phone can, where you have some sort of integration from Twitch to the messaging server, then between your phone and the messaging server. Then this would be passing down all the information from your phone to the desktop RTMP server, including probably just the overlays, right? So that's not great. That's a lot. Now, we don't Is there any limitation to this that I don't like? What if we don't want to use an action camera? I don't think so. So if we don't want to use an action camera, if you remove that, then you could still do this. You're just using your phone, Streamlabs or something, and then streaming to an RTMP server, which one of those services lets you do that. And yeah, so that still works. It does limit the RTMP server integration, I think. Because originally we were thinking that that could be something as simple as like Restream, right? You wouldn't have to run your own on your own computer. But that may not work. Okay. So I think we're in the same ballpark, except that we now need to have some way yeah. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that, I would say. Oop. So let's look into this RTMP server. I have no idea what's going on here. Okay. So, okay, if you're hosting your server in your home, you have to forward TCP port 19 to the box. This varies by router, so look at how to set up port forwarding. Installing Nginx with RTMP module. Okay. Red 5 seems overly complicated and haven't been written in Java. I haven't investigated. Wowza is not free. So far, Nginx is lightweight, easy to use, and free. Okay, so do I need this? Installing Nginx. Configuring Nginx to use RTMP. Testing. Create a new profile in the OBS and change your broadcast setting to this. It's RTMP servers all the way down, so how the fuck? Okay. Okay, so we should refer to OBS as our encoder, right? Hmm. So my questions now are, can we have OBS as our encoder, right? OBS is our encoder. And it's taking in all the data. Can it also act as the RTMP server? Okay. Well, let's see here. So originally I wasn't thinking of using my computer as the integration point, or like the, how do I say this? As the point where all the input goes in, right? Originally I wasn't thinking this would be on desktop. I was hoping this could be Restream, right? But I'm starting to realize that if we have something like the messaging server, then we probably want this to be hosted all on my computer versus something like Restream. I mean, maybe, let's see. Can I click this right now, even though we're streaming? Oh, what's happening? Okay, we still seem to be live, so. Oh, I don't really want you to have access. We'll do this later. It's like when I stream with connect to OBS, right? They give me a place to go. Whoa. Okay. So essentially, I just need to have an RTMP server as an endpoint for like the GoPro. Now, can that be OBS on its own? I do not know. GoPro RTM stream to OBS. Let's watch this. It's always fun to watch videos. Let's see.
Hey, did you know you can wirelessly stream your GoPro into OBS Studio with free software? Search online for Mona Server. Download the version that matches your computer and extract the zip file. Open the Mona Server folder, launch the Mona Server app. Allow Mona Server through your firewall, and leave the app running interactively. Now open the GoPro quickly. Connect to your GoPro and click the live stream button.
Mm-hmm.
Choose RTMP.
Mm-hmm.
Connect your phone and the GoPro to the same network as your OBS computer. Enter the RTMP URL. It's RTMP:// followed by the IP address of your computer /live. Select Go Live, and now you'll see a Mona Server update. Within OBS Studio, add a new source. Select Media Source. Uncheck the Local File option. In the input field, enter the RTMP address. Click OK and watch the GoPro appear on your screen. Resize and enjoy. Check out my channel for the full-length video and Mac instructions.
Okay. Well, that was pretty short, but that gave me information that I need. So, in his example, it was all on the same network. We would be out of network, so you That's cool.
Using Mona Server is one, that it's free, two, the software size is only about 5 megabytes, and three, there is no software to actually install. There is an exe file that you double click and open, and it's running and you're good to go. So there's 2 available downloads.
Let's look it up. Mona Server is no longer maintained. Mona Server 2 is the new official version with a lot of new features. That's exciting. Exciting? Exciting. Oh, Lua scripting. Mona Server currently follows protocols RTMP, RTMFP, RTP, RTSP. Is it in progress? When was this updated last? Last month? Okay. Okay. Well, this seems pretty useful. This might be what we want. We're just going to call this Thrashing. We can create a new note, and we're going to call this one, this is local RTMP tech. So it looks like this might be able to help me out. Let's finish watching this, but
For Mona Server, there's a 32-bit and a 64-bit. Now the one you download will depend on the type of computer that you have. Most newer computers are 64-bit, so that is the one that you'll probably want to download. So you're going to download the zip file, unzip it, and double-click the monaserver.exe file. That is it for that part of the project. So in this video, I'm going to be using my DJI Spark for this project, but any drone that will work with the DJI Go 4 app should work. So I borrowed my buddy's DJI Mavic Mini just to see if this project would work with the DJI Fly app. The DJI Fly app is the app that is used to control this specific drone. But unfortunately, as of today, the RTMP option is not built into the DJI Fly app. But maybe in the future, that option will be added as more drones are added to the DJI Fly app. So for this project, you won't need any sort of capture card in order to capture the video. But the one thing you will need is an OTG cable. Now, the OTG cable is used to connect your phone to the controller of the drone. Now, a lot of people wirelessly connect their phone to their controller in order to control the drone. But in order to make this project work, we need to use the OTG cable. That way we can free up the Wi-Fi on our phone. That way our phone can connect to the Wi-Fi in our house. Now, your phone will need to be connected to the same wireless network inside your home that your computer is connected to. That way they can communicate together. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to connect our phone to the controller using the OTG cable. Now, if you've never used an OTG cable before, you'll probably get a prompt on your screen that may show that this device is not supported. Just go ahead and hit dismiss and don't worry about it. It will still work. Now, we're going to go into the settings of the phone, and we're going to make sure that the Wi-Fi is not connecting to the Wi-Fi of the controller. We want to make sure that we connect to the same wireless network that our computer is connected to. Once that's done, we can go ahead and we can open up the DJI Go 4 app. So I've gone ahead, I've turned on the drone, and now I'm going to wait for the phone to connect to the drone. Once they have connected, we're going to go up to the upper right-hand corner and hit the 3 dots to go into the menu, and then we're going to go down to the very bottom, the other 3 dots. Click into that, and there's going to be an option to choose select live broadcast platform. Go ahead and click that. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to find the RTMP option under custom there. Next, we're going to go ahead and it's going to ask us to enter the IP address of our RTMP server. That is going to be the IP address of the computer that is running Mona Server. Now, if you do not know the IP address of your computer, go ahead and open up a command prompt by typing CMD and then type ipconfig, and it will show you the IP address of your computer. So going back to the phone, we're going to go ahead and we're going to type in RTMP : the IP address of our computer : 1935. Now, 1935 is optional, but it is recommended. Now, that : 1935 is what port RTMP services are run on. So once you've gone ahead, you can go ahead and you can click next. And as long as Mona Server is running on our computer, we can go ahead and hit start. It will give us a countdown, and then we will have a little blue icon on our screen that'll show that we are now live streaming. Now that we have our server up and running, we can go ahead and we can open up VLC on our computer. Now, VLC is a very powerful video player that plays pretty much any sort of video file that you throw at it. It is free, so go ahead and download that if you do not have it. Now, in VLC, we're going to go up to Media, go down to Open Network Stream, and on the third tab, it says Network. And then we're going to, once again, type in the IP address of our computer that's running on the server. So again, we're going to type RTMP:// the IP address of the computer, :1935. And once again, :1935 is optional, but it is recommended. Once that is done, you can go ahead and hit play. And after a second or two, the video file will open up, showing you the live stream of the drone. So if we move the drone around, you would see that the video is showing up on our computer using VLC. Now, there is a couple second delay because it's going to take a little bit for the footage to come from the drone to the controller, to the phone, to the wireless network, to monoserver, have that process it, and kick it out to VLC. So that will take a second, but the delay really isn't that bad. And the cool thing about streaming from your phone is normally the video footage that is on the drone does not have any audio with it. It's just the video. But as long as you've allowed microphone access in the DJI Go app in your settings of your phone, you will hear anything that you say in front of the controller will get live streamed out into your broadcast. Now, once you've seen that VLC works, we can now import this into OBS Studios if you wanted to live stream this. So if you're to open up OBS Studio, go click the plus sign, go into VLC video source. You would create a new video source and name it. You'd hit OK. Next, you would hit the plus sign down in the playlist options, and you would add a path or URL. There again, you would type the RTMP address of the computer. So RTMP:// the IP address :1935. And then it will allow the stream to show up on OBS. Now, if you do not see an option for VLC video source in OBS, that could be because you don't have VLC installed on your computer. So go ahead, download VLC, install it, and then reboot OBS, and it should show up for you. Now, once you're done broadcasting your live stream from your DJI drone, you just go ahead and you can click the blue live stream option on your phone and hit finish live streaming. And that will shut down the RTMP live stream. So that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys found this video interesting. If you did, be sure to give me that like button so I know that I did a good job. If you have any questions or comments about this video, be sure to leave them down below and I will try to answer them. Or if you have any tips or tricks that you want to share with everybody else, be sure to leave that down below too. And
so that's interesting. That is interesting. Garen. All right. RTMP mini server. Okay. How much does this cost? $700. Jesus Christ. That's not what you want. Okay, I mean, sure, maybe this is a solution. So like I don't have to worry about this. Okay. Requirements. Allows out of network sources. Yeah, that's our requirement. Because then if we do that, we can accept the video feed, right? We can we can put it on OBS. And then from OBS, we can send it to Twitch or wherever. Okay. Not in network. No. Yeah, I've looked at this one before. Kalaba. So I'm just using GoPro as like example. It doesn't have to be solely GoPro, but I imagine it's pretty much the same process regardless of what action camera you're using. Alright, so wait, hold up. Turn on your GoPro, go to connections, set wireless connections on, connect device, and select GoPro app. What? Okay, first off, what is this Kalaba? Versatile for live and on-demand video. Okay. Okay, so this isn't quite what we'd want. I'm not signing in. You kidding me? I mean, but maybe it is, right? Alright, maybe I dismissed that too early. So, okay, somehow you, in the window that appears GoPro First I have to select Wi-Fi. Well, no, we don't want to do that. Okay. Getting tired. I think we're gonna call it a little early today since I'm getting tired of researching this. Thrashing is difficult. Thrashing is always difficult. But we must thrash to build anything. All right. Well, we have done a lot. Essentially, I think we made our application more complicated. Well, but that's only for the messaging server, right? So there's got to be a solution out there that would do this already. Restream TTS. Restream. I just want to see if they have something. Okay, so maybe they do. So maybe I don't need to worry about this at all. Because if I use a service like Restream, I don't have to have my computer on and running its own RTMP server that we would have to connect to remotely. Which there's probably a lot of limitations in doing that. And potentially security issues that I'm not aware of. So preferably we would use a service like Restream, pay for it, let them handle all that shit, and I'm just sending the video stuff to it, right? That would be the goal. All right, well, we'll see. We'll keep researching, and at some point we're going to start building, right? Right? Right. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.